Pixie Rain, and we are currently en route up to the that old crashed ship up here in the ice. I did a bit of cleaning up and stuff, but while I was taking care of loose grid that was kind of tucked away underneath the sand and stuck in the voxel and stuff, while I was clearing up all that stuff, trying to, lighten the load so things worked a little bit easier, I kind of ran out of hydrogen doing it. So we'll be doing this without hydrogen for a little while. Hopefully there's an H2O2 gen there. Assuming I didn't check to see if this despawned. I don't think it despawned, so I think it still has power. So we're just gonna roll ourselves up there and take care of that. I think the goal here is to we want to be able to get this ship set up and get all this stuff salvaged. I want everything stripped out of this wreck ship, and then we're going to take it back over to the ministry. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to build around the ministry and get a kind of like a shipyard facility set up of sorts, because I'm thinking the ministry is going to be our ship out of here. I wanted to make an airship so it flew, but obviously, as you saw, the ministry was a little bit too heavy for the thrusters we had available. Now, I could probably set this up with hydrogen so it could float, and that'd be no big deal. But we have to have a ship to get out of here. That is part of our goals, besides wiping out all the pirate facilities, is we are supposed to build a ship to leave the planet. So why not make the ministry be that? So what we're going to do is we're going to make some small grid flyers so we can get around a little bit easier than with the Dragon. We'll keep the Dragon on hand if we have some heavy lifting to do. And then, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We'll have to set up some defenses and things like that. Now, I have not completed it, but I have started upgrading some of the pirate outposts. And ultimately, I think when next I do a sweep to get rid of, to clear out all the loose stuff from the salvages, I will go through and fix the rest of them. And when I mean fix them, I mean that originally they didn't have any kind of AI inside of them. They were just running off of, like timer blocks and turrets and all that kind of thing. But I decided it would be smart to put a defensive AI in each one, because that's what they would do to provide for their security. So I'll go through and set up a defensive AI, and that is going to actually probably make it so that we have a little bit more of a fierce fight on our hands, because there will likely be a lot more drones spawned and hunting for us, which is good, because that kind of coincides with the pirates not liking us. Once we have air capability, then we'll go and hit the salvage yard they have, and then that should give us some more materials to be able to utilize. So I do have to do a quick test to make sure that we've got audio, because I like to test every episode. You never know when the audio isn't working, so we're testing it. Yep, yeah, we've got good audio. Outstanding. All right. So we're just kind of rolling along. Hey, thanks for joining. Hope you like it. What do we got out there? Oh, that's the district headquarters. Alright, we're almost to the ship. So, like I said, the goal here is to... Oh, wouldn't that be apropos? Meteor hits it. Oh, we will try to see... We might try to stop over at that crater, though, and maybe pick up some ore or something on the way back if we have space. There it is, the down ship. Alright. This will be interesting. Alright, so, yep, I'm aware. I don't have any jetpack at all. That's okay, I figured that was going to be the case. Alright, what do we got that we can salvage from this thing? Right now, most of it is up in the air, of course. Oh boy. Okay, so we saved it because that's the battery that's keeping it from being despawned. Okay. Connected all that to here, and now we got this. Okay, we got some thrusters there. Now we have the big ass thruster back here, and we definitely need to grab that. I think I could probably fit it all inside of my backpack, so let's focus on getting some of this outlayer stuff out of the way first. The other thing we want... Oh, what's that? Is that what I think that is? Ooh, connector. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna get that connector, but we're gonna break that down so that... Ooh. Nice. We're gonna break the connector down into small grid because we'll use that for our flyers. So, because we're gonna break it down to small grid, we'll just slap it on the outside of here. Oh, wow, wait a minute. Why? How do we have... I need to check the power. Oh, we got plenty of power.
Critical.
How does... I forget how we don't have a motor on here, so how in the world... How have we had such good power? I don't remember. Yeah, we just got some good batteries, I guess. We don't have a motor or anything on here, it occurs to me. Wow. We need to get some sort of sustainable energy on this.
Critical.
But anyway, yeah, connectors. Sidetrack. So, we're going to see about connectors. Alright, let's see here. Okay. That's right. I get 2 small grid connectors for the price of 1 large grid connector. Okay, we don't want that color. Let's go to green. Yeah, that looks better. Alright, let's go ahead and put that there. Alright, we got one there. The cool thing is, they can also double. If I can get them put together with some of the parts, they will double as storage for additional components. So we're looking for a couple of things. We're looking for anything that we can obviously use for our anything we can use for the really? Programmable block. Nice. Alright, we got that. A programmable block. That is so sweet, because that means we can get ourselves a event controller, and that means we don't have to salvage something. I'm okay with that. Man, it's cold up here. Nah, we're just gonna go ahead and trash it. It'll be fine. Oh, look what we got here. Alright, well, we're just gonna go ahead and take this broadcast controller off of you too. More parts. Alright, well, this is the fun part here. Yes, this is the fun part. So, Alright, so, up there we have an angled interior wall. Alright, we'll take that off too. Alright, okay. Well, we pretty much got all this out of the way. Trying to get all the loose stuff. What's that? Ooh, cargo container. Yeah, we'll grab that too. The hell? Alright. The trickiest part is going to be trying to figure out how to get this other stuff off. Like the hydrogen tank. That's going to be the real trick. Because I'm not sure how I'm going to carry that. That thing's pretty big. Don't know that it would even fit in there. Might be worth trying though. So we're going to go ahead and get the rest of this stuff off. Alright, let's go ahead and get the rest of this stuff taken care of here.
Fuel critical.
I still haven't seen it tell me that. Oh wow, 2 cargo containers. Oh, that's nice, sweet. And we got 1, 2 thrusters, 3, 4 thrusters here. And is that another thruster? So we got 5 thrusters here, plus heat sinks. Nice. 5 thrusters and a heat sink, plus 2 doors. Okay, so the question is, can we fit a hydrogen tank back here? Or are we going to have to go with 2 small ones? I can fit more in the big ones, but the small ones might actually fit better on the Ministry. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty dang big. Yeah, I don't really see how that's going to fit. Yeah, that's no way in hell that's going to fit. It's too big. Wow. And there's no way I'm going to be able to have that on here. So we'll probably have to go with the small hydrogen tank. Alright, and then
Energy low.
that works out okay, because then I can put the I have the hydrogen tank there. I can put the 2 doors here. And then I still have a battery and a hydrant and those other things. Okay, so let's see here. Because the doors are kind of nice to have. H2O2 gens or anything like that, unfortunately, so that's gonna be a problem. Huh. I feel like that is definitely going to be a problem, though, because it's right on the wheel.
Energy critical.
Alright, let's go ahead and do this one more time. Ah, damn it. It's very frustrating. Alright, let's see here. Where are we at? And are we still... We're still on the dang bloody wheels. Alright, is that a little bit better? Yeah, here we go. Hey, Minuteman, welcome up.
Fuel
Welcome back.
critical.
Oh, ouch. You screwed up on it? That's not good. You do not want to screw up on your stuff, that's for sure. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so if we do this, can we get up there? Alright, now, what if we got... Can we get it? Why am I not... Oh, I was just gonna say, why am I not dying yet? That doesn't make sense. I just noticed that I'm out of energy and I'm like, why am I not dying? Then I shouldn't have questioned it. That's what I shouldn't have done. Alright, well, you know what we're gonna do?
Fuel critical.
Yes, I'm aware the fuel is critical. I get it. But I need to build myself a ramp so I can get up here and fix this. Because honestly, I'm tired of trying to jump around like a jack-in-the-box. There we go. That's better. Alright, and then... So, we're going to jump over here. And we're going to get in the... okay, fine. We'll get in here. Bring up the control panel. Let's go to the magnetic plates.
Fuel critical.
That should have leveled them out. Okay, good. It did. Outstanding. Alright, cool. And it's not chewing up with the other thing, so that's even better. Okay, good. Now I can go ahead and put the door there. A door there. And then I'm really not thinking it's a good idea to do that, so we'll put the cargo pod on this side. That way we've got the cargo pod on there. Hopefully this thing is not gonna fall apart on me, because that would suck. Alright. And then we got cargo pod on this side here. And that should keep our balance good, so... Alright, so let's go ahead and first order of business is we get this set up. Yeah, we've got plenty of stuff here. Alright, get that one up. That one's gonna also be up. Let's see. Let's see, we're gonna need a couple more. We're gonna need another ramp over on this side. Alright, cool. So let's see, oh, you were able to expand on the design. That's awesome. We get a lot more thrusters. It's good. Well, you know, if you replace the small batteries with the light armor blocks, it's nice aesthetically, but you're gonna miss out on having that additional emergency power, you know, and you wind up scrapping out the power cells. So I don't know. I'm surprised you did that. I probably wouldn't have done that. In my builds, once I get the batteries in place, I don't generally move them. But I mean, it's your show, dude. I'm not close enough for that yet. Alright, cool. There we go. Okay, this means pretty much everything else is going to go into the cargo. So let's go ahead and get into the cargo bay and dump off all of our stuff. Okay, so we're going to dump this weapon here and here because we don't need that. And my O2 isn't going to be useful. I don't even have a backup in here either. Oof. Oh, that's not good. That's definitely not good. Do I have any other O2 anywhere?
Fuel critical.
Yeah, fuel's the least of my problems at the moment. Alright. Let's check all of our inventory. Daggone it. I don't know. I got all this ice, but I don't have an O2 gen. Oh man, this is not good.
Fuel
well,
critical.
I guess if I toast, I'll show back here, and that'll be fine, I guess. Or at least try my best to keep on trucking. Alright, let's get this cleared out. Although I'm pretty sure this thing, well, it might fall down. I doubt it. Alright, get this door out of the way. Alright, so that takes care of those doors. That's good. Alright, and then we're going to get rid of these. Right here. Okay, those are both gone because we're taking those and putting those in there. And then this here, automation timer block. Alright, we got that. That is basically empty anyway. Alright, cool. Interesting. So this is up like this, probably because it is still a static grid. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this in here. Oh wow, 21 big batteries. Damn, Minuteman, that's a lot of batteries. Alright, now we can come back over here. Hit this side too. Okay, and what do we got left over? Anything? Yeah, we got a few things left over. And those can go in here. That's the other thing. Since my bottles are empty, I might as well just drop them off. I don't think there's anything else in here that's empty, so we're just gonna go ahead and come back here. Now that is I'm gonna try to carry all that in my pocket. And then this here, we're gonna transfer that over to those two in the back. So that just leaves the rest of these. I want these here really badly. Alright, so... But how am I going to transport those small ones? That's the thing. But I'd really want the small hydrogen container. Man, this is tricky as all hell. It really is. Alright. And that takes the battery off. Got anything in there? Nope. Okay. Alright, so, since this isn't going anywhere,
Fuel critical.
Oh, that makes sense. Gravity and me aren't friends either, so of course you got a really good design minute, man. I have to say. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue this process. We need to get these. I want to get these tanks built up. Then we're gonna come back and get the big stuff here. Really? Good gravy. Unbelievable. Literally is airborne like this. Wow. Okay. Well, that makes life a little bit more challenging. There we go. Okay, let's get this thing up as much as we can. Okay, we've got that one. Let's try to dump as much as we can into these two here. Almost, okay. Then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna do this one. Then we're gonna chase down the rolling mess that is that grid. Alright, well, looks like we got some more of the pipes. Put those in there. Actually, yeah, we'll put those in there too. Yeah, we got motors and tubes for that. Okay. So, the battery, and that is going to be torn down next. We're not saving the battery to salvage it. We already have
energy.
And there we go. That's what we got going on. How much we can do about this.
No energy.
Alright. Yep, I get it.
Health.
And then here we go. Yep. And then we should respawn at this one, and then we can deal with this. Stuck in station mode. Yeah, they were until you get the right. You get the right one, and then that grid isn't on station mode, and so bam. All right, so we're back, and we've got all of our stuff. Outstanding, and now we can fly. Cool. I mean, as much as I don't like respawning. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, good. I just want to make sure I've got my good one, not my bad one. Alright, let's get these down. Cut down here. Okay, so we've got those there, along with that, and then we got that one. So I don't know that we could, well, we might be able to, so we're gonna take this one here, and we're gonna run up here and see if we can do this. We might be able to, if we can set that up here, it might balance the two small thrusters on either side. I mean, it's going to be a heavy load no matter how you work it, but at least if I do that, I can get away with having some of these like that, at least. Let's see. Alright, cool. Alright, do I have any other... Yeah, most of this is probably not going to go into either one of those. I think this one's pretty much, yeah, small tubes. That ain't going to be none of them. Alright. And then... I don't think there's any more... Let's see if we can put nope and nope. And that gets some more plates. Okay, so this is going to go in here. Perfect. Alright. So that gives the one, and then this one here will be the other one, and then the rest of those I'll have to collect and put up here. Carry with me, you know. So that's what we're going to end up doing with that. And then that should salvage us all of the parts. Alright. Alright, cool. Get all these things here, these metal. Okay, drop that off in here too. Don't need those metal parts. Okay, and now let's go collect the rest of our stuff. Alright, so we got 2 small thrusters and then the large thruster. Alright, that's some good salvage. We got it all. Outstanding. Alright, let's head back to the ship. Yeah, it's a pretty heavy deal, that's for sure. Alright, so gotta get back to the ministry. Yeah, she's handling real tough. Oh, at least it's got plenty of cargo space, that's good. Oh, that's right, rockets don't go through those, do they? Well, if you're going to do small grid, don't forget you have those reloadable rocket launchers that have the large grid openings. Well, I shouldn't say large grid, I should say the 3 square ones, because they won't interface with large grid. Unless you super grid, you can always get the super grid thing going on, so that works too. Gotta be careful I don't do something stupid and flip. "15 kilometers to drive." You know what? I think we're gonna stop for a second. And let's see, how much space do I have? Well, no, I'm getting greedy. I already have some ice. I'm not gonna try to stop and load up with extra ice. We got enough going on, so we just need to get where we're going. That is one loaded rover. Wow. I got the balance pretty good, I think, guys. I think this is a really good balance on here. Uh-oh. Well, we're gonna find out, because we are going down the hill. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. Yeah, super gridding you can't really blueprint. you really can't. Because as a matter of fact, it's hard to blueprint anything that isn't all one grid. If you have multiple grids, like subgrids, it's really hard to blueprint. They won't include those subgrids. Kind of sucks because there's some stuff that I wouldn't mind using, but you wouldn't have the parts in it. So, yeah, the challenges. Alright. This is gonna take a while. This is where I wish I was running this on a PC and I could just speed up through it, you know? But, nevertheless, that's not what we got going on here. So, hey, the challenges we all have to deal with when we're on console. Really, it's really cool that we're that close to the pole because ice is right next door. I just can't believe that the Dragon transport did not get a power source beyond batteries. I can't even wrap my mind around how I managed to pull that off. Because I should have had like at least an H2 motor, you know, but we never installed anything like that on there, and I don't have solar panels or anything like that, so easy, easy, easy. We're getting a little fast here. I don't want to go flying off some cliff somewhere. That would really suck. there, huh? Well, that would be a good spot to have a base if somebody's going to make a base. Over an iron that's underneath snow. That's a brilliant spot to put it. Passing by the salvage hopper on the way. Okay. Alright, let's do this. More ice. Alright, that's fine. Snow dunes. I feel like I was driving the hopper when they crashed. I think they were trying to maybe get to the snow here, but then I realized they didn't have an H2 engine, so they just didn't make it. Yeah, I couldn't reach. That's true. You're right about that, but that's okay. What I might do, though, is I might actually make a bay for the Dragon Transport and still do that lockup and stuff once I get the ship together. And then the flyer will dock up above, and I think that'd be really good. I got this idea. What I'm going to do is our ship that we leave this place on, rather than building a gantry and constructing a ship from scratch, we're just going to use the Ministry. And I'll make flyers. I'll make at least one flyer using some of those turbines, and then that will be... And so we're just going to build the ship in place, and we'll use these mountains as cover. Kind of like protection, so... I think that'd be really good. And we'll just use the Ministry to be the ship, and since obviously, you know, we don't have enough thrust, I mean, we would if we used the hydrogen, obviously, to fly her around, but if we're going to do that, we might as well just lift off. And I'll just make a smaller airship for travel when we're not doing that, so... I see the Ministry up there. It's that dark patch. What the hell is that dark patch over there, though? Oh, that's a salvage hopper. Okay, cool. A lot of stuff. We're getting there. Only 5 clicks to go. So what I think the next project we're going to do once we get back to the Ministry is I want to get started on the flyer, because the flyer is going to make us capable of going after some of these other facilities. Plus, it's going to make it a lot easier for us to bring materials to Ministry from our captured base on the other side. Oh wow, cobalt, excellent. We'll need that too. So what I'd like to do is also make 2 more ground vehicles utilizing the tires on the Ministry, and I want to be able to make one that's a grinder and one that's a miner. That way we can be able to get some mining facility stuff done, you know, get these rocks over here and get them mined out, and then also we could use that to get some ice if we need to. but also the grinder one will be good for breaking down the enemy base's stuff, because I want to basically consume all the stuff that they got and use it to get the ministry built up really, really nice. Originally, I was going to do an Arcadia-style Explorer Tour ship, but it's my own design. However, I decided that instead we're going to go ahead and just build a ship off of ministry. There are some rules on the ship that we're going to build to leave this place. So it has to be jump capable, so we're going to need to build a jump drive. We cannot salvage jump drives here unless we're disgustingly lucky somehow, which I don't know how we would be. We had a jump drive on this ship that we just salvaged, but I doubt we'll run into it again. So, the jump drive will be one of the few things that you don't have to salvage, that we'll have to build. And that'll be just fine. The rest of the stuff we build with the normal salvage rules that we've been playing with all along, so... we also need to get some defenses up on the ministry first of all, because who knows how long it's going to be before those guys make a move. So I also noticed that we decided to crash the ministry on a mountain, so we're on a hill, which is why the ship is, or the vehicle is really lagging. She's like just dragging along, like, oh my gosh. I can't go up with this extra uber load. We're 87,000 kilograms and we're not supposed to be carrying that. Alright, ministry, we're back. That's what we are. We're back. And we're gonna pull up here and we're gonna park and we're gonna offload our kit. Alright, we did it. We got our salvage here to the ministry. Outstanding. And we have all these pieces of junk from when we crashed. So let's clean up our mess. And we'll need all this iron anyway, so... Boy, that was a big bang. I mean, it really messed up Ministry's undercarriage here pretty bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was brutal. And there's no, like, nothing there, but that's okay. We'll bring it back together. We'll get her fixed. Alright, let's go ahead and... oh yeah. Alright, so... alright, now let's see here. Our damage... wow, we really got her bad all the way up here. Oh, that's right. We lost some of our thrusters, too. Did I damage my battery? Yep. We did damage the battery a little bit. That's okay, though. We'll put it together. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. We lost one of the thrusters on the side, too, it looks like. Okie dokie. Let's get down here and get the rest of the... alright, well, scrap metal's up. That's okay, we'll fix her, we'll get everything up and running. It's all gonna be fine. I'm sure it is. Now let's see here, is there a spot where I can... alright, fuel's up. Let's head back here and get the rest of our materials. It's actually okay that the back end's kind of messed up, because the back end is where we're going to put the aft thrusters anyway, so that'll be just fine anyway. Yes, at least it is operational. I really don't want to have to get a new one. That would really suck. Alright, now let's see here. That is troublesome. You know what we're going to do with this part? I think this is a prime opportunity to do some work. Let's see, do we have any? No, we do not. We're going to do some, we're not going to put steel plate down there. So I'm going to need that. A bunch of that. I'll need some of those. And yeah, we're not going to put steel plate down here. I got a new plan. But we are going to keep the I-beams as part of the superstructure on the sides, though. But now I kind of want to get some piping in here. I think that would look really cool. So let's see here. Let's go with this color scheme right here. And then we're going to go here. And nope, I don't want that. Plus, the nice thing about this is it's going to actually lighten it up some. So that's good too. On this side, or do I want it on the other side? Yeah, we want it on this side. I just feel like it's going to give it a more of an industrial feel, and I like that. Let's see if we got any more pipes laying around, because we're going to need those. I mean, it does use large pipes, and that is definitely something that, you know... Oh, passenger seat is 26 of them. Okay. And we'll probably need the pipes anyway, but you know what? We can make more. Alright. Yeah, I gotta admit, that's pretty dang cool. Alright. Yep, that's definitely cool. Aha! Yay! We got enough to fix the floor. That works out nicely. I like that. Okay, now the underside here is a little different, and we're gonna do. Let's do regular blocks. Wait a minute. That's not right. We need construction comps for that, so let's get in here and get some construction comps going on. In a minute, though, I feel like I'm really feeling the need to get a weapon system over here, honestly. We don't really have much for weapon systems on here, we need to have them, so I'm really feeling it. Let's see, let's see. No. Aha, there you are. At least until, we'll leave it like this, at least until we decide whether or not, well actually, we're gonna do that. We're gonna have a conveyor here. Yep. This is definitely gonna be a conveyor. So let's go ahead and get the logistics thing set up. We're going to do a reinforced conveyor tube. Because we're going to need to run hydrogen and things like that. And so that's kind of going to become a thing. I think we'll have one hydrogen tank there. And one hydrogen tank here. And we'll connect them. Oh boy, that's a tough one. 3 tanks all the way across here. And I guess we'll just connect them within this upper part up here. So if we're going to do that, we might as well make that actually. We'll make that a connector, like a proper junction.
Energy low.
Yeah. I think before I do that, let's get up in here. Oh, yeah, that's right. We've got the mushroom farm up here too. We could use the conveyor junction on there. If we do that, actually, if we do this over here, and we run the junction out to there, so if we do this and we go with a conveyor corner like so, and we do that, and then here we do a reinforced conveyor try, but here's the thing, now we got to go with a conveyor, actually a conveyor junction there. And then on this side here, we do a conveyor junction here.
Critical.
And then we do a conveyor junction here. Alright, perfect. So we need O2 and the other, so we're going in here. Alright, run down here. Close that, and that should fill us with air. Hopefully. No? Crap. That must mean we have a hole. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Why am I not getting oxygen? Oh, we're out of ice. Which means we need to switch the oxygen. Oh yeah, that's right, the oxygen is turned off because we didn't want to bleed out on it. Oxygen's on. Yep, we still have a leak, but we should be able to get oxygen from that. There we go. Okay, cool. Wait, what's that? What the hell's that? Enemy signals. What is that enemy signals over there? I know there's a lot of red, but I see something that wasn't there before. I'm positive. Let's get charged up for a second, and then we're going to check this out. I might need to go over... Might need to use the hydrogen thing and fly over. Yeah, we can't get organics from bare Mars soil, that's true, but we can, however, get them from crash sites. And I do have some organics that I got from an earlier salvage. But unfortunately, that ship over there didn't have anything. The new ship doesn't, but I did get stuff from a different ship, so we do have some organics. Got herbs, mushrooms, but there, where did I put the organics? We have some somewhere, I don't remember where I saw it. I think it's downstairs. We have some down there. No, what I need to see is... There is... What is... that right there? Oh, that's the district headquarters. Okay. Wow, we're picking up all that. What else? Anything else? Oh, okay. I thought that... Looks like the district headquarters had something that popped up. I was like, what the hell is that? So, yeah, okay. We're good. We're good. Still want to go get that GAT from the other thing, though. How much... Oh, I got enough hydrogen. Maybe I'll just fly over to it. It's only 4 kilometers, so let's head out that way really quick. I want to get the GAT off of there. We'll move the autocannon up on top. That way, if anything messes with it, it can get a bunch of ammo hitting it. But we want a little bit more substantial defenses as close as we are to the pirates. I honestly am surprised we haven't been hit by drones yet. It seems like every time I go anywhere where there's pirates, they're drone killing me. And while we're here, we might as well load up on whatever materials we can salvage and bring over. Oh, wait, nope, we can't do that. Can't do that. Oh, crap on toast. Damn. Oh, dumb. Oh, man. I forgot I was carrying salvage and I needed to get it out of my backpack before I started grinding and fixing things. Oh. Because we had one of these. Now I don't. We had 2 small ones too, and now I don't. Oh, dude, that's not cool. Oh well, it is what it is. Alright. Nothing. Wait, that's an H2O2 gen. That's definitely something we want to have. Alright. So, yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and get this gun here and put it up on the top. Wow, there is not a lot of ammo in there, is there? Oh well, we gotta keep this thing safe. That large cargo container's got my attention though. I gotta find a place for that, and I know exactly, I think, where I'm gonna put that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the interior turret set up here for protection. And then we'll get the GAT back where we need to go. We can make ammo for these things, that's fine. I'm not too worried. But at least it'll keep a rock from hitting it, and maybe keep a drone back, I don't know, we might get lucky. Alright. Let's see here. Okay, so let's see here. Bear with me for 1 second here. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Alright, so we got the GAT in there right now. We might as well grab... grab some more metal plates. Can always use some more. Especially given our situation. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and take this too. Alright, and we'll come over here and take this. Let's see here, did I gotta check something. Alright, cool. I have to admit, this is a really cool setup like that, that's for sure. Let's see, I think there was some things to take out of here too, so we'll grab that stuff too while we're in here. That's a comfortable bed. Nothing in there. Trying to think, there was, I think there was something in these. Yeah, we'll take that. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We'll drop that and we'll take this instead. Got any other rubbish? Nope. Okay. Alright, cool beans. We're good. Let's go. Silver? Huh. That's interesting. Good to know. Yeah, we're gonna build a little bit of a base. Let's kind of dig it into the ground a little bit behind the mountain here. We'll do that in a little bit here. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and see about our GAT situation here. Alright, now where would be, that would be center line right there. Yeah. We full? Yeah, we're full. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a cargo pod there. And then the GAT will go up above, but we've got to fix these guys out of the way though first. So what we're going to do is we'll put the GAT right here for now. Alright, cool. Now we didn't salvage anything else besides the GAT, so that leaves me free and clear to put some other stuff on here. Take this off of here because I want to get the cargo pod there. Now we're going to put that right here on the side. that's going to get me access to this, which is what I want to use for this up here. Okay. Now, these. Let's get this off of here, because we're not going to need this up here anymore. And we are going to put it here. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're not going to put it there. We're going to put it down here. The reason why I want to put it down here is because I'm going to put all the turbines that we have that are not being used for the small grid are going to be put up here for use with the large grid. And they're going to be lifting for lifting, not for the other. They're not going to be for any other directional. We use, well, I guess we've got only so many hydrogens, so we'll just figure it out. How about that? It's going to be a combination of hydrogen and this thrust here. Unfortunately, with my salvage rules, I can't really change them up between the two, unfortunately, because each one uses something different. Ion thrusters uses thruster components, whereas atmospheric thrusters use motors mostly, and the others use grids mostly. So since they have a core, I can't really justify intermixing them when I do my full salvage rules like that. So this scenario wasn't originally used with full with my salvage rules. It was originally not even intended that way, but I did it as a challenge, and let me tell you, it's turned out to be quite the pain. But it does add an element that requires me to do a bit more exploring, and that's really cool. And I get to see a lot of different stuff. Plus, it allowed me to, at the beginning of the scenario, to set some grids in place that were crashes and stuff. So. Alright, I'm gonna, I need to sit down for a minute before my character has a problem. So we're gonna sit down for just 1 second. Alright. Let's see. Boy, there's a lot of stuff out here. Yeah. Okay, let's get this done. All right. Now we have a defense in place besides just the little guns. Now, let's see here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop a few things off in here. Now I like how the front of that ship is. And I'm thinking what I'm going to try to do is get a design similar to that on the front of this one. And I think that's going to look really cool. Also thinking that center of the turbine, I need to take that out, tear it down, make smaller turbines, space them down the base of the ship, as well as directionally. And then I think that that area is exactly where the large cargo container from that other ship should go. But there's also we've got another large hydrogen tank, which we're gonna need for liftoff, and I think that should go aft. But I'm not sure where it should go. That is the trick. Alright, we need to get into the assembler, and we need to start making we need ammo for our GAT. Alright, well that's busy doing its thing. Yep, kinda sucks, doesn't it? Do we have any? Yeah, we do have some steel plates. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna run this I-beam forward here. I mean, we could run it off of here. Well, if we're gonna have the bay to put the other ship in, we might go with something like this. Oh wait.
Fuel critical.
Alright. Fuel wants to be that way, that's fine. Which reminds me, we need to get the ice out of the Dragon. And we need to get all the materials out of Dragon too. One of the things we need to do is, we got a lot to do. There's always a lot to do in this thing. This place is like a farm. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the last tank of that, and let's top off our oxygen. Okay, good. Alright, so let's see, what did we get out of here? Oh, wow, nice. Get that. What else do we need out of here to get this fixed? We need small steel tubes, grids, and construction components. Okay. Let's see. Steel tubes. And let's see, there's construction components over here. Those, and then grids. That's in a crate. I want the stuff that's not in a crate. grids. No. Grids. Ah. I don't need that many. But alright, whatever. Perfect. Nice. Alright, now that is not connected by any conveying to any of the rest of the systems. So that's kind of like a we get to load it by hand kind of thing, which that can go either way. Alright. Yeah, because it doesn't, you're right, it doesn't have ice lakes. You can sometimes find ice underground, though, but yeah, it's good we're near the polar region. It makes life easier. Okay. I don't know why I put those away, because we've got conveying that we need to fix. So I don't know why I put that away. I should keep those out. Yeah, we need to go, probably gonna want those. And we do need to get the ice too. We'll get that too. Alright. Funny how this first thing I encounter has become my home. Gyro. It's gonna be in my way again. Well, this chair here, as fun as that is. Oh, cool. We're taking that away. So that's where that's gonna go. Let's see, I think I had one of these. Did I have one of these missing? Nope. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and drop off the pipe in here. Alright, so let's see. Alright, good. Because this is going to be where a hydrogen tank's going to go. Oh man, I didn't think about that, but that is a problem. Because I'm going to have to put a thing over the top of that, ain't I? Yeah, that's right where that is. Oh man, that sucks. Shoot. I guess I could change it over and put it on that side. And then I could, yeah, I could do that, I guess. And if I did that, though, I'd need to have a conveyor running across here. Yeah, that might be the way to do it. Because I don't want to... Yeah. Shoot. should put one of the cargo pods up here, that way it's useful. Like that one right there. Yeah, that might be smarter. Yeah. Alright, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this off of here. We're gonna put a cargo, one of the cargo pods over here. That way it's airtight. Alright, and then this. And that. And then we can put the hydrogen tank in there. Alright. And that, we'll put a door right here too. Actually, we have this cargo pod right there. So that actually can go right there, and that serves a good purpose.
Energy low.
Oh, I like that. Alright, so let's get this off of here. Okay, we need grids and tubes. So let's go get some tubes and grids. There is both here. Alright, cool. 10 of those, 20 of those. Alright, cool. So that takes care of that part of things. Now let's go get those doors off of there. Door 1. Just for now. Alright, now we can get this tank here. Do right here is we're actually gonna put one of these consoles here. I think it would look really kind of cool. I don't know about that one. That one would be cool. Yeah, I like that. It's not like we don't have 1,000 displays somewhere in here. Alright, so let's get some of those, some of those, some of those. Oh, more interior plates, okay. Get more of those too. Ah, nuts. Alright, well, I didn't want that. I was trying to get it done before that's to happen, but that's kind of how it goes. I was trying, but you know, it doesn't always work. So yeah. Alright, so back to what we're doing here. fly over, back down. Yeah. Okay. Now that gives us a place to sit down and charge up if we want. And we need small tubes for this. No problem. Got plenty of small tubes. Cool. So that takes care of that one, and then we have this one. Alright, and then there. Alright, good. Okay, so we'll take that. Yeah, it is. It is like the scimitar. It does always get me. You're absolutely right about that. I swear. That scimitar, though. Man, that thing is just... ugh. I went back and I looked at the video again. And I looked at the zoom, and I just kind of zoomed in on that thing. It has a mouth with grinder teeth. No wonder I couldn't find this scrap bait station. I think it not only blew it up, but also ate all the parts. If you go back and you look at the video, and you zoom in, and you look at the very front of that thing, it has a mouth with teeth and little grinders. I was like, what the... I think that thing ate it. I think that scimitar is like just something else. Alright, sorry about that. Had to fix my microphone real quick here. Okay, let's see. Do we got any motors in here? I swear I feel like that is like my constant trouble is trying to find pieces. Alright, let's see here. I don't really have anything I want to drop in there. Yeah, so we'll just leave that closed. I gotta get this thing fixed, but for now, we're just gonna settle for putting the hydrogen tank in place. That works. And then let's get the steel plate. Alright, cool. Got a wary eye on that energy that keeps sneaking up on me. Oh, the gremlin I took over? Yeah, it was almost completely destroyed. It's that little teeny bit of... there's a teeny bit of salvage I got at the end, and if you notice, it's all black. That was the gremlin I took over, and what I did with that gremlin is I actually turned it into a freight ship. And in the previous episode, I turned it into a freight ship, and it worked really nice. I flew it back. The other one, I don't know where it went to. I think it either despawned or might have been eaten by the scimitar. I really don't know what happened to the other one. I was looking for it for a long time and I just couldn't find it. I don't know.
Energy low.
Why is this like... Oh. Yes, I hear you, suit lady. Energy's low. My energy's always low. I need an energy bar. I really do. Alright, let's have a sit down. Alright, we got our... We're having a sit down here. It's really nice. Get to see all the status symbols. So let's see here. Well, while we're sitting here, let's go ahead and configure the console monitors, because I really don't like them the way they are, so we're going to configure them. Let's go with the apps first. Let's see, the left screen is going to hold a digital clock. And let's... Also, I cannot stand the blue part. Oh my gosh, I hate the blue part. So let's make it a black screen. There we go. There we go. Well, we could go blue screen, I guess. Like that. That's not as bad. That glow in the dark bright. That just sucks. All right, bright screen. We're going to go with an app. We're going to go with weather because everybody needs to know the weather. And we'll bring that down to, oh, that's kind of cool. But no, we're going to go, that's interesting. And center screen. Center screen, we're going to go with images, and we're going to go with, I want to do, let's see here. Gonna do no. Well, actually, we can do blueprints. Blueprint, graph, and then let's see. Blueprint 1. Charts. Looks good like that. That looks really good. Alright, and then we'll just do badge. And we're going to set the interval to... okay, cool. Cool. Now, see, that's better. Now I can look over here. I got the weather, got the date, and then I have this, which changes. Appropriate for an engineering section, I think. Alright, now back to the task at hand. We need the large steel tubes that are currently rolling down the mountain here.
Inventory full.
The hell you say? Ugh. Inventory is always full. And we need comps. Okay. Now we can just throw these up here then, I guess. I don't really need that many anyway. Alright, let's get over here.
Inventory full.
That suit lady's annoying. She's just very annoying, like, very persistent. Alright. We got solar panels though, so that's good. That means that while the sun is out, we are getting power. Currently, the sun is not touching us though because it hasn't crossed over the horizon yet. What I'd like to do is get a wind turbine and have that going on, but not at the moment. Alright, good to go. Alright, that's nice. I like that. Perfect. Sweet perfection. Let's get up here. Alright, so what the hell? Okay. I thought I had a connection between these two that went underneath. Why is... Well, that I can put up above. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, cool. We're gonna go back in here. Even though I know that I don't have air pressure right now. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I don't. Once I get some stuff going on, I'll have to get these torn down. I kind of liked those there, but I need to have that covered. Well, actually, you know what I need to do? I probably should... I could leave them covered, but then, you know what I could do? What I could do is I could move this over here. Put it right there. And then, I'm getting sidetracked. I need to stop. I did the squirrel. Now we got plenty of ammo. We got 81 rounds for this cat, so I don't want to hear anybody say, I got no ammo, because this is more than enough. Alright. Well, we could put plates down, which would seal this up for now. I really like having these here, but unfortunately, they're impeding my ability to be able to seal this room up for now. So, that is what we're going to do. But we're going to change that later. We're not going to keep it like that always. And you know what? To make it a little interesting, let's go ahead and do something really interesting. Let's see here. I don't know. Nah. But we will make them blue. Make them dusty blue. Alright, so here's the deal with you. You're going to the other side. And then we're gonna slap one of these on top of here like so. That theoretically, I think should seal us up. Nope. Why? I feel like there's a gap there. Or does that thing not seal properly? Well, let's see. Let's cover this first. Nope. Okay. So the problem definitely is this defensive block, which is really kind of cool to have, but it's gonna be. Alright. So let's go ahead and get this in place. Alright, so we're still not airtight. We've got all those in place. So the only thing that could possibly make us not airtight, because this is an airtight block, so this isn't it. So, but this might not be airtight. I don't know if it's airtight or not. So let's run an experiment. Let's see. We're gonna put this in place. Damn. How are we not airtight? Well, I just sealed the AI block in place. So that should make it airtight. But yet, I'm reading no airtightness. I don't understand. Why is it not reading airtight? Man, this is so annoying. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I wonder if it's because the block underneath that isn't done. Oh, that could be it. Hold on. I wonder if that is it. The ones down here, they're not airtight. I need motors. Let's see. Did I have any motors in here? Looking to see if I got any salvaged motors. Oh crap.
Low. Your health is critical.
Trying. Ah! That was ridiculous! So close! Yes, I know the assembler has an incompatible thing on it. Where did my backpack go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's what it came with. This was originally a one of the random encounters, and it was a base, and I took it over, and it had that on there. So I just left it on there. I haven't messed with it because I haven't had a need to. Well, that was mildly frustrating. Oh no, yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't remember. That was a while ago. I'm not even bothered with the doors because we're obviously not airtight here. I gotta figure out where in the hell do I have... I know I've got some, this isn't like my Twitch stream that I'm doing for, incidentally, I know you can't get on Twitch, but if you still want to be able to see the streams that I do upload to this YouTube channel the non-commentary video that I take when I play on those particular ones. I have a playlist on here that says that's labeled the Twitch streams, and even though my commentary isn't on there because it only records the sound from the game and the game itself, those are still there in case you want to see the builds I'm doing and stuff like that. I'm doing an asteroid base, and I have a challenge where all of my ships have to be small grid. So and I'll post I have a couple of displays, and on there I'm going to post the goals and the challenges in case you or anyone else wants to, if anybody wants to look at those, watch those, you'll be able to see what the challenges are I'm dealing with on Twitch. Yeah, well, I'll take the oversight. It made it easier. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's see here. I am going to... Well, damn, it looks like we're all out of... Okay. Well, we're gonna go to production. Go to the assembler and we're going to make more. Alright, that's what we gotta do. Gotta get this stuff fixed. Alright. What I'm trying to do is get this pressurized, get everything repaired that needs to be repaired on here, and then we're going to move on to the next step, which is building the flyer. Then after that, we're going to build the base around here. So that is the goals. That's what we're after right now, so... Now we'll figure out why you're not being airtight. There's got to be a reason for it. Maybe when you crash, maybe when we crash, did one of these break? No, because that would be a really stupid thing to. No, All right, so no matter what, we should be good to go now. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. What the hell, dude? Why are you being so obstinate? Somewhere something is not air. Oh, wait a minute. Now, couldn't be that. Could it? No, that doesn't make sense. Well, no, it goes underneath the airtight block and connects with the air vent, but I'm really confused. I don't understand. Where the breach is. Where in the world is the breach? Why are we were airtight before, and then I added those 2 air tanks and opened up the bottom level, but I'm not getting any oxygen in here. I don't understand. This is very confusing. How did that affect things adversely? It shouldn't have. It shouldn't have affected at all. Alright, so what are we gonna do? Well, I know what we're gonna do. We're going to take this out and put a door in its place. How about that? I mean, we might as well. We got salvageable doors up there, so let's go ahead and put a door in here. Probably put another airlock like we have up there. Here too, because an airlock was actually the door that I salvaged. I mean, it's not exactly what I wanted to do, but we could do that. We'll nicely compartmentalize everything, that's for sure. Alright. Now this won't be airtight because the not the hydrogen, the reactor, it has its own issue, but we'll fix that right now. Oh wow, you're pretty messed up there, buddy. Sorry to see that. Alright. So then we come over here, and we're going to put a metal plate in front of there. And theoretically, that should be all we need. I'm curious. Oh yeah, I was gonna say depressurize is on. I did that as a experiment to see if it would actually work. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely an oversight on the devs' issue, but you know, they got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I actually make some of these things, and I'm gonna start. I haven't put all of them on, but I have posted a few on the Mod.io, the blueprints, and I'll set these things up from time to time. In this particular playthrough, I haven't, for this scenario, I haven't added more. I've just added like 1 or 2 bases and stuff like that, but I have it all set up too. It's really easy. Anybody could really do it if they wanted to, and it really improves their game, I think. Alright, so we're all good to go on that. Check all my... Oh, whoops. Oh, that was useful.
Energy low.
I wanted to come up here and check these things, make sure how we are on these, make sure all the... Because if any of these have are messed up somehow, maybe that's a factor. Nope. Alright, so let's see if that helps. Because that bottom level should be airtight, in theory. Bloody hell! How in the... Oh. Maybe it's the sliding door. Maybe it's something to do with the doors. I am flabbergasted, honestly. The freaking... I honestly have no idea. How is this thing not... I really don't understand how this air vent is not producing air. How is it not pressurized? Where's the hole? It should be sealed. Yeah, it's true. We are only human. Okay, this is gonna frustrate the hell out of me. Why is it saying it's not sealed? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense unless is there something behind there? Let's check behind. No, see? The freaking hell. I don't know why this is not doing its job. How is it Where's the air coming out of? I don't get it. Everything should be sealed up. And at this point, it shouldn't even matter if these things are even exposed. Like, it's like, where is the gap? I don't understand. I don't see it. I mean, I armor plated it all. The conveyor, this one? I don't know that I can't because I already put a plate down below. Alright, it's covered. Nope. So, what I'm going to do is we'll put a block here. Okay, that cleared it up. Alright, so that tells me that the room in here is where the problem lies. It's in here somewhere. So now we get to just go through and start looking at options. Wait a minute. That's not what, no. Alright, so the problem lies in this room. The question is, where in this room? Alright, so if the problem is in this room, we need to figure out where in this room the problem lies. So let's go ahead and seal off that section and see if that does it. No. Well, that tells me the problem is in this part over here. So let's go ahead and lock down this side. Change? Yes. Okay, so this area is okay, which tells me that this does not, this either doesn't bleed down through or it is airtight on its own. So, we know that's not the problem. So, let's see if this is the side. Does that side have a problem? It does not. Okay, so this side here is all airtight. So the problem is over in this section. So something is not airtight over here. So I'm going to go ahead and hop outside here. And I'm going to go out here and take a good look to see what it could be. No, that's all. Okay, I didn't expect to do that. No, not there. Okay. Now that's all intact. So then the only thing I can think of is it's something to do with the floor. Okay, this area has a high oxygen content, which means that if this has a high oxygen content, then that means that this is not a item that is vacuum airtight, but rather the air is coming through there. So if it's coming through there and coming in over here and up there, huh? What the hell is leaking up there then? So it's got to be something that's covered by those two blocks. So something in those two area, the two blocks, are being covered, and that's what the airtight problem is. So what the hell is being covered by those two blocks? Alright, so let's clear this one and see what happens. Okay, now it blew out. Alright, so something here
Energy low.
is causing the problem. Where? Wait a minute. I think I know what it is. As a matter of fact, I'm about 99% positive I know what it is. I figured out what is making life airtight. Or had the airtight issue. There's only one thing that is not airtight in that area, and that is this block right here. And it has a hole right there. And that is what's doing it, I'm sure. So, the solution for this is going to be to put a conveyor junction in its place. And that should have solved our airtight problem. Yep, bingo. Alright, cool. So, I am going to test another theory and place those all over the top of this. And our last theory is to see if the downstairs is airtight from the upstairs. Let's see if we are. I hear you. Alright, we're gonna sit down and get some energy. Yep, you were right on the reinforced conveyor. Absolutely right. That is exactly what the problem was. Because there was that small gap because the armor plate that was in front of it was not square. And it zipped into that. But it didn't make sense to me, but that would be the case since it was the way it was positioned, but apparently it was because it went right through the herb grower and that's how we had it. So now we're going to see if the upstairs is airtight from the downstairs since the downstairs is now open. So let's check that out, and that is our final test. Let's see. Yep. Okay, good. The plate's airtighted it with all that, so we're golden now, for now. Until I replace the airtights with replace these with something more interesting. Like if we decide to make both decks completely airtight as a whole, then we could put grating or something over it, but that works for now. Alright, now that we've solved that dilemma, okay, now the next step. We have a structure to build. We have a vehicle to construct here that'll get us over there where we're going to be. Kind kind of want to get this out of there and get the cargo pod that I want to put in there. But actually, we should break that down into smaller ones. God, what am I gonna do? I'm so tempted just to go in and such temptations. I feel like I want to take, and first of all, we're gonna actually. If we put a just for fun. Yeah, that would work right there. I put this one right there. Yeah, that would do the trick. Set that up right there, do one on the other side. Okay, good. Just figuring out how I'm going to set it up so that I build those pistons again and we can lift it up. Then we'll dig this out and we'll make the platform that it's going to sit on for the base. But for right now, we need to get our flyer in place so we can go get more salvage and stuff. And to do that, there's a couple of different ways I like to do that. Well, we're going to build it on here for starters. And I'm going to grab the stuff from here. I can probably use some of it actually. Alright, so we need I like to go with a landing gear to start out with, but some people do different things. Sometimes I will, I'll use a connector, but today we're going to use this here landing gear. Well, that's mildly annoying, but oh well. I never can get these damn things to not be crooked. It's like, I don't know, it's like a curse of mine when I'm building. Alright, so... Alright, let's get this up here like this, and we're gonna... Good. Excuse me, goodness sakes. Didn't mean to sneeze in everybody's ear. Alright, so that's a good spot there. I like that. Alright, now for this flyer... We want to be able to transport some stuff. Yeah, I typically use those too. However, I also like to get the connector in place And if I've got a connector like this where I can just hook it up, then I want to set it up in place so I know where it's at. And then we'll go ahead and plan accordingly from there. Now I have to think about this for a minute as to exactly how I want to do it. I got batteries I could pull, I'll just need to get some power cells, which actually I probably should start building. Oh, and you know what else I need to do? Okay, before we go gallivanting around doing that stuff, which kind of want to not... Okay. We need to set up, let's see, can we put... I don't think we can, but we'll try. Yeah, I didn't think it would let me put them there. We're going to put them back. And the reason why I'm going to put them back is because I need to dump off this stuff. Alright, now, you may be wondering, well, why is she doing that? Why is she dumping her stuff off? Well, because I realized there's some stuff down here we need. Specifically, ice. I have purposely got all this ice because I wanted it for the for our vehicle, or for our for the ministry. The ministry gets that, so. All right, cool. We'll take that. This will help put a stockpile in place of hydrogen in the hydrogen tanks, which is kind of nice, you know? Yep, she'll take it and they'll start loading up the hydrogen tanks. And make sure that goes directly into hydrogen. We're going to take the oxygen tank and we're going to turn it off. And that should encourage it to put it into the small hydrogen tanks instead. Yeah, see, there we go. Good. And actually we'll turn this one off and we'll just focus on this one here. That way it focuses on getting all of it in there. You know, an Atmo vehicle in space is a really cool idea if you're going to drop it on a planet. Throw some parachutes on it and come into low orbit, and then you can just drop it into the gravity well, and then you'll have an Atmo vehicle that'll land on the ground. And that's something I've always kind of really thought was cool. I don't know why, but I just always thought that was just so damn cool. Alright, so, let's see. We got a few things we got to get this Atmo vehicle going here. Yeah. I'm trying to think the best way to do this. Or actually, more like how I want to do this and what kind of... I'm trying to think if that would be better. How big I want to make it too. Thinking that I might want to use, for cargo capacity, I've really been enjoying the modular cargo containers. I think they're really handy. But to do that, we're going to need cargo containers. Yeah, that's the challenge, isn't it? One modular... Oh, man. Actually, you know what we're going to do? Alright, I know what I'm going to do. I know what we're going to do, because we've got to have, you know, some stuff. So we're going to go with one of these. We're going to rotate it in place so that we've got both sides, got those things going front and back. We'll use regular cargo containers for it, and we got to get some material. And then on the sides, that's where we'll put some heavy turbines, and then we'll build around those additional cargo containers. We'll put them off the sides, and then that way we have those in place, and then we'll put a we'll have landing gear on it so that we can pick up salvage, and then we can just drop it off. So that's what we're gonna do. So to do this, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this like that. Okay. So I'm thinking this is gonna be a good way to do it. If we set this up like so, then we can use, well, actually, you know what? I think it might be better to do this. I've got a better plan. If we do this, we could put 2 modular containers on either side, kind of like we did down here with the Dragon. And then this allows for us to have life support going this way. And we could even put... we do have the thrusters we have to put in here, so let's take a look and see how this is going to look. Alright, so if we go modular container on the side, and we do one there, and we do one right there. Okay, so that gives us 2 of these things. Now, we're going to need lift, a whole lot of lift. Now, we can get all the thrusters we want out of that big thruster down there. That I'm not worried about. What I am worried about, though, is this planet apparently does not like the thruster ships I make.
Energy low.
Yeah, they do look really cool. Most of the time I don't even bother covering them up with a lot of armor plate because I like the corrugated steel look of them. I think they're golden, man. They're really nice. So I think that this is going to be really good that way, and then let's see, H2O2 gen there with an O2 tank, and then we put our other in front of that. We could actually put, let's see, ooh, I know what I'll do. Do a thruster on that side, a thruster on this side, and we'll offset them with batteries here and over here. And if we do that, that still allows us to be able to have a turret on top for defense. I'm a big fan of having personal defense weapons in place, I'm telling you. But yeah, I like that. Now, to get these 2, we're going to have to find a couple of cargo pods that we don't want. Now, I did figure out that those cargo containers there are actually just about the same for each one of those. Almost a 1-to-1 offer. So, that's something we'll have to do. But for now, let's go ahead and get this H2O2 gen, because I saw one over in that spare ship. So we'll salvage that one. Let's see, what do we got down here? We might as well take a look. Well, here's our conveyor here. We're going to use that. That's the conveyor. Alright, there's the battery. We're going to use that. Alright, cool. There's some Atmo thrusters in there too. An antenna. Feel like I'm shopping. There's the other big battery there. Gotta have lots of batteries if you're gonna do this. Alright, cool. Well, it's a good shopping trip. We'll come over here. We'll go ahead and set up our batteries. Yeah, the Atmo is less dense, so you gotta use a lot more thrusters to get anywhere. It's frustrating. I mean, we could just do hydro. I mean, that is an option. If we did hydro though, we'd have to fill up with some ice, but we could do that. But we don't have a lot of hydro thrusters, and that's the thing. Yeah, that's the problem when you're doing salvage. Tough stuff, but it is what it is. Actually, I'm thinking center mass battery back here. If we go 2 batteries back here, we can actually do it better. I think that's a better option. And I like the warfare batteries, so we'll put that there. Wonder if I can, no, they won't fit side by side, but I can definitely put one right there like that. We'll put 1 battery there. Actually, let's do both batteries back here. And then that way we can put, we'll put a large, we'll put 4 large Atmo thrusters.
No energy.
Oh, jeez. I'm telling you. It's like my nemesis, this damn energy. Oh my gosh. I just is like, it just gets me every dang time. Man. Alright. Now we're charged up. Let's get these thrusters in place. Oh, that sci-fi one looks really cool. I have to say it does look really cool. So we're probably going to have to go with, if we want enough lift where we're going to float, I'm going to guess 4 of these is what we need. And with the kind of lift we're doing here, we're probably going to want that much for sure. And then up here, do the... Oh, but we don't have an oxygen tank. But that's okay. We'll as long as we got an H2O2 gen, we should be golden anyway, so... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. No. Okay, good. It just occurred to me maybe the thing was over there, but it's not. So we're definitely getting this. So we're going to go ahead and get this done. Let's see. Construction. Now we could put actually a battery on either side if we wanted to. And since we're only doing an H2O2 gen, actually that's not a bad plan. If we did a battery on the front and back of this center part, it would actually really balance out the weight. So let's do it, throw it over here. It doesn't matter that this isn't showing. It really doesn't, because we could just run conveyor from the turret that we're about to put up here. What kind of turret? We don't have any guns, do we? Daggone it. That's okay, we can still run conveyor. Do a converter up here and we'll be good to go. Sorry about that. My controller ran out of juice. Kind of helps if you have a controller with power. Alright, well, Well, nuts. I'm trying to think if I wanted to... I could take this... I don't know. I mean, I could... It's ammo for an autocannon. Lovely. Alright, well, let's see if we've got... No. Man, I hate to take this container because it's so full of stuff. But... Now we should go inside. Looks like we got a dust storm coming in, and we got some oxygen issues. Go into the toilet. Alright, so where am I going to get these 2 cargo containers? That is the question. That's a tough question. It really is. I think I know what I'm going to do. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's essentially that, yeah. If I conveyor that... How would I conveyor that from there? Okay, that's one cargo
Fuel
pod.
low.
And the advantage of that is we can drop all this stuff off in here now. That's kind of my plan here, at least. Yep, I know. Yeah, toast. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it. Be right back. True. But, you know, you just make do with what you got. Sometimes that's just the name of the game. Okay. So, what do we got here? This is a warfare battery. Well, yeah, I guess we'll put it here. Finish that. We need pipes and computer parts. Alright. We got those right there. Now, we need to get a control cockpit in here. That is our only cockpit. I don't have any salvage cockpits either, do I? Alright, well, I guess now we gotta go over to the ship and get the cockpit from the ship. So, if that's the case, then let's see if we can sneakily get in here, maybe grab one of our H2O2 gen air kinks here. Let's see. Alright, cool. So we're going to sit down, and then we're going to make another supply run out to that ship. We're going to get the... We need to get the control seat so that we can make a cockpit. And then the other thing we need to do is we're definitely going to want to go and see if they have any more... any other materials that we could use for this particular build. We got some thrusters and stuff down on the Dragon, but I don't know. Yep. I need that one for this ship. I don't have any other control seats, so ready, steady, let's go. I feel confident leaving the ship to... Oh wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Almost forgot. Don't want Clang stealing it. Oh no, where'd it go? No! Oh no, no, no! Damn! Ah, sucks. I had the gun fell off. And I doubt it rolled all the way down here. Ah, sank in the sand or something, I guess. Man, that sucks. I hate losing a weapon system. I really do. I don't like you losing it. Doesn't make me happy. Not at all. If we see a small cargo container, should probably snatch it. I'm not quite ready to get that large hydrogen tank, but we should probably really look and see what kind of components are in here and how I want to arrange them. Well, there's some thrusters we could also snatch up too. Well, a dead engineer means I could probably add a crewman to my ship if I wanted to. That would allow me to build stuff without salvage. I'd have to throw 100 credits in the sand every freaking episode, but that's an option. So we'll keep that there until we're gonna do that. Okay, that is actually really cool. I like that. Huh. Okay, I really like how this whole side corridor is laid out. What is this? Floorless bridge. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I really like that. I like that a lot. I think maybe I need to think about changing up things just a little bit. Yeah. And that is an event controller. Another thing I could use. We get some automation on this thing. I won't have to worry about salvaging for things. That's nice. Alright, let's go ahead and get this salvage here while we're at it. I'm just going to go ahead and clear out all the salvage. Actually, you know what we're going to do? If that's the case, we're going to take that. Because we can use the steel for something. and that's golden. But here's the problem. We now have no room for anything, and we still have to get that other, so... So sad, but that's okay. I don't think the glass is as much of a requirement. Well, no. Let's go ahead and get the seat. Then we'll see if we got room for anything else out. Yeah, I just really like how they have this set up. It's so cool. It sure does. Ironically, I thought of the salvage rule, the IAI rule, while I was sitting there driving somewhere, and I happened to think to myself, what if I wanted to be able to get wheels and I can't find any? If I have an AI or something, or a crew who's aligned with the movement section, then I'd be able to get all the wheels I wanted. And then it would just kind of went from there. Alright, so now I have that. How much room do I have? Oh yeah, I got more than enough room to go ahead and take some of this fun little stuff here. So let's go ahead and we'll just take those and this and then leave that. Alright, let's head out. We have our cockpit. Get that installed and we'll be good to go. Oh, wait. The H2O2 gen, yeah, we still need to put that in place. But we can at least get the framework in place and then we can go with the other. But yeah, that's going to be good. Real good. Gotta find a way to charge up the batteries too. Might be smart to get a hydrogen engine on there. We can have whatever power we want, so the way I feel, we could do that instead. Or we could go with... Well, it might be better to go with some solar panel wings. Yeah, I've got actually a number of rules. The AI rule and the salvage rule are definitely good ones, Minuteman, but I also have another couple of rules. I have a rule regarding only using you can only use your survival kit to respawn. That's it. And you have to cover the front of it with a plate. And that goes for medical rooms too, although medical rooms allow you to change your clothes too. You cannot, with that rule, you basically have to make sure you're pressurized fine already. And then the other thing is that you have to also be considering the fact that you need to get your health back, and the only way to do that is with food. And in that rule, it's also part of the rule, besides just my custom, to eat some food, because that's the only way you can heal is that or med kits. Now I have a mod that allows you to be able to build med kits and power packs, which is a really cool mod. It's done by, I'm trying to think of what it's called. It's Life Tech Production, and it's a really cool mod. I actually really enjoy it. I use it on my on a couple of other series. Yeah, it does come with event control on the Abandoned Explorer, and I am so excited because that is what I needed. They do put a few of them in here, which is really nice. A few things you can find that have that on there. So let's go ahead and get our H2O2 gen in place first. That's going to be a little trickier than I expected, but that's okay. We can do that. We can work with it. It's okay. It's okay. Good. Now that sets me up for... We'll do it like this. Then we do the H2O2 gen right here, and we flip it around, or no, let's see, I think we're sideways on this if I remember correctly. Doggone it, no, I'm not 100% on that. Okay, so this is going to be, we need this one here, to be a conveyor converter, and we're going to go sideways. Okay. Then we're going to do the H2O2 gen, and that one is going to be sideways also. Boom. Okay. So now we can put our cockpit in the front of that. So let's see, what kind of cockpit do we want? Well, we got a couple of different options. But this one here, we'd have to do this one in a different way to make this work. Let's see, flush cockpit. No, that's not going to work with that kind of connection. We'd have to do something a little different. We could. Now the fighter cockpit would work, but man, that is a long setup. I mean, just wow. A truck cockpit, again, we'd have to do something on the bottom. And this one here, we could do this. And we could put it like that. You know, if we did that, we might even just be able to get it. We could actually do the battery differently if we did that. Yeah, it does make sense. Okay, so we gotta get creative here. God dang it, I hate it when I do that. Alright. So what I'm thinking is we are gonna pull the battery. So what I'm thinking is we're going to... Okay, so we're going to have the H2O2 gen on that thing. Now, I'm thinking that if we're going to do that other one, we don't really have to have it butt right up to the H2O2 gen. So if that's the case, then we could put the H2O2 gen in here, put a conveyor converter, run the lines above it, and have the battery directly behind the cockpit, which would actually be really useful for us, because that would balance the weight too. Oh, I like this idea. Then here's where the battery goes. Okay, and then in front of here, we take this one here and we put that on there like so. Now that works pretty dang good. Oh, that makes sense, yeah. That's awesome. I like my larger ships to have, anything is a larger ship to have a cockpit. I mean, not a cockpit, but a bridge. But it doesn't always work out that way, so. Alright, cool. Metal grids. Do we got any metal grids on anything up here? Yeah, we do. Okay, cool. Alright. Yeah, that's gonna work out nicely. Oh, I like this. This is gonna be really cool. I'm gonna definitely enjoy this. Alright. So we gotta get the battery situation taken care of, so... I don't know that we have enough power cells, but we'll take a look. Let's see here. Where are... Well, we got 2 in a cargo crate, okay. We burned a bunch of them when we put that new battery in. Yeah, I wasn't surprised. Alright, so we're going to
Energy
need...
critical.
Yeah, it's always critical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll throw 60. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and drop. Let's see, we're gonna get this all over here. I just can't afford to get that other cargo crate up, I don't think. That's just not gonna work.
No energy.
Daggone it, those energies always gets me. Always gets me, that energy. Well, it looks good on a ground vehicle, but I also think it looks really good on an industrial vehicle. Like even an aerial vehicle, I think it looks really good. If it's an industrial vehicle. Because it looks like it goes with something that is a working vehicle. You know, it's a worker vehicle. And that's kind of the way I see it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this stuff done up here. Alright, so now the tricky part. Ah, yes, it worked. I didn't exactly want it at this angle, but that'll work. You don't have to have the thrusters, so that's fine. But I wanted this on here so that we could go ahead and let's get down here to these thrusters first of all. Alright, let's get this one, this one, and turn them off. And this one, and this one. Oh wait, that's right, I got another one here. And I'm going to call this the flyer for now. And I'll call these thrusters. Alright, now, what I'd like to do with the batteries is get them set for recharge. And those we'll actually put in here. I call them flyer bats. Alright. Thing is that it seemed almost like those thrusters didn't even keep it up. That's the other thing. I'm just like, I'm really shocked. It's like, wow. Just not really getting the lift. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They're right, Minuteman. It's definitely, I want to get stuff done, but my energy's low and it's so frustrating. If I had a super battery for my suit, that would be golden, but unfortunately that does not happen, so. You know what, I don't have, now that we're doing it this way, I don't have to really do that. What I can do is I'm gonna have to set these up with some conveying going backwards. Gonna need some gyros too, or else this thing really isn't gonna work. Might have stayed floating if I would have had gyros. Alright. Ready? Actually, we need to go and drop that stuff down on here. Let's drop this stuff on here. This thing has got to be able to float on its own. It has to. I mean, how many... I mean, I may have to put... I hate to say it, but I may have to go on the bottom and put some put a couple of additional thrusters down here too. But if that's what I gotta do, well, that's what we gotta do to get airborne. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this stuff off. And then we are going... Actually, it's probably a good idea. We'll put one in the forward and one in the aft. We're gonna go get that H2O2 gen. That's the next thing we're going after. No energy capacitors. That's true. You got a point there, we don't. Honestly, I feel really spoiled having a jetpack on this planet. Life is never usually that easy. I do want to get some more weapon systems though, but we'll get to that shortly. We get this sorted, then we're going to get the other base sorted, and then we'll be golden. Whoa! Might as well. Can't hurt to get a little of that. Alright, H2O2 Gen. We're gonna have to move the gun out of the way. So it's gonna have to go again, so we'll get that out of here. Oh, a connector. Nice. Well, that's a good find too. Alright, let's put you up on this. Right there. Oh, it just gets better and better. Now there's a connector too. That's always nice. I have a really bad tendency of putting these things in the wrong spot. Really do. Alright, cool. Uh-huh. I had a feeling there might be one of these in here. Only one, though. Alright, well, let's, yeah, I get that, but I wanna see what's inside the cargo. Oh, wow. That's a lot of iron. And a lot of... Oh, wow, that is a find. Alright. Well, we'll deal with that here in a moment. And now we got more important fish to fry. Such as getting this hydrogen engine back... H2O2 gen back. Yeah, that really sucks that it's for... In Pirate's Life, it's like prospecting. Yeah, I can use the drill in this one. I like that. I've really struggled with that, honestly. I really want to use it in Pirate's Life, but I've already this far into it. We're like 47 episodes into it. I'm not going to change it. But yeah, this was a really good one. That was funny, man. That was really funny. Alright, we're going to get this thing down in here. Let's see here. Wow, we got an extra long episode today, everybody. It's like 3 hours long. Alright, let's go ahead and jump down into the here. We can get 2 of these small grid H2O2 gens out of one of them, so we're going to get one there, and we're going over here, and we're putting one on here. I don't care. We need some air, and that's what we're doing. So let's slap one on the back of here so we can have some oxygen maybe, or at least recharge our things. Alright, because you can get 2 small grid for 1 large grid, so that does that. Now we can, now since this is all interconnected, we should be able to get oxygen from the survival kit, finally. Since we're not doing the whole, survival kit's only a respawn. Why are we not getting oxygen? There's always been a problem with the connection between those two and this. Always has been. Well, it's okay. You know what we're gonna do? We'll leave it the way it is for now, but we're gonna take some of this stuff off of here anyway, so let's go ahead and actually do that. We'll get the Atmo thruster. God dang it. This grinder is like crazy. I get my other one. Didn't like that. That's not fair. Alright, fine. We'll fly over here. We'll put the one that we salvaged here, and then we'll get the other materials out of there too. Alright, now the rest of this stuff is just materials left over, plus the iron and all that fun stuff, so you can drop that over there. And actually, we will deposit. Can we get, yeah, we can, okay, good. We can deposit this stuff in here and give the base something to do. Now, let's go get our parts and the rest of the other one. Alright. Alright, and we want this too. We'll take the beacon. And we'll take that one. And we'll take the antenna. Take the ore detector.
Energy low.
Okay, good. Yep, energy's low. I know. I always have an energy problem. But now we can at least go in here. Hang out. Yeah, I use the basic grinder sometimes just so I don't overgrind everything. The other ones are good if you're trying to tear something down, but when you're trying to hack something, it just doesn't help. Alright, so let's see here. We got a few things we need to be doing. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I needed to do. God dang it. I forgot about the stupid gyro. We need to get the gyro installed. Let's see. Gyro. Where the frickin' hell are we gonna put a gyro in here? We don't have any room for anything else, honestly. Unless I want to take out this, but nah. Maybe there's a spot up forward of that, like up here somewhere. Well, actually, you know, there is. We could put one right here. Oh, this is a good spot right here. Oh, I like this spot. Alright. Alright, we'll get parts for you later. Alright, now we got another thruster to put on. A couple of them, actually. Alright, so let's get this one in place. Okay, that's really confusing. get some parts. Alright, so we got that one midway, so we'll put this one midway also. Okay. And then we got a couple more that are... Before we do those, let's get this in. There we go. Now we can get those in place. Maybe... Might be best to put them on here, actually. 1, 2, and let's see, there was 6 of them there, so... Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Can I have those there and have a turret on top? Ooh, that is a question. I don't think I can. I think I can do them on the end, but not... So maybe we should put one here and one here. Yeah, that'll be better. And then we're gonna put a frame on here. Interior plates. Need more materials. Give me my material. All right, and we got grids, so we'll get those two. All right, let's go ahead and put this on here. No, we need a frame. Now I'm gonna just for fun, check if I'm right. Yeah, see, I can't go outside of that if I want a turret on here. So that is the max we can do. Grids, motors, steel tubes. Well, you want everything, don't you? I don't think that those are complete. Oh, yeah. Seeing any motors. Well, I know where there's motors right across the way over there. We could get a bunch of motors. Uh-oh. Well, I think we made them our enemies now, so I gotta find that damaged antenna and turn it off before they have something unpleasant hanging out for us next time we visit. of stuff for that, don't they? I feel like there should be more to it than that, but... Alright, so let's get the antenna and the beacon in the back here. And we have an ore detector too, which we can put back here as well. I always like an ore detector, because you just never know. You can always drop down and participate in doing some collecting. Alright, cool. Get some more materials. And then the reason why I put those in there is because I am going to put some AI blocks over here. Just in case I want to control it, fly it, whatever. We'll get one of those. And let's go ahead and get... Nope, I don't want flight. I want a recorder block. Left, rear, okay, good. Now when you do these things, you want to, when you're making drones of any kind, you want, there's positioning of the AI blocks are critical to the operation of that. We're going to go ahead and set a defensive block over here. I don't expect it to go offensive, but just on the off chance that we do want to use it as an offensive, I'll put one on there. And then I'll get a task block to put there. And then the other thing I want to get is a timer block to put on there. And I'm basically setting this up to be a drone without it being a drone, because I don't want to use it as a drone, but having the option is really nice. So we'll set timer blocks in place. So the recorder block, I can set it up for an automatic landing and pick and take off. And that's really handy. And then also the remote control block will allow me to remote call it, so if I'm out of hydrogen and I'm stuck somewhere and I need to get out of there, I can use that. Offensive block obviously will turn into an attacker, and then of course the defensive block will make it so that if anything attacks it, it immediately comes back to base. Or it locks on target a lot easier if I'm trying to fight something. And then of course the task block, you use that for a lot of different things like patrols and stuff like that. And the timer blocks are useful when you're using the recorder block, but the recorder block's really the most critical block as far as your positioning, because it has to be on or near your connector, preferably over it if you can. Now the other blocks, if you have the flight block, I chose not to get the flight block because I have the I do have the remote, so yeah. But and obviously if they've got a direction on them, you got to use them for that too. You got to orient it just right. Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a damaged antenna, but it's broadcasting as a damaged antenna, so I always am weary about that, you know, it's like, just really cautious. Alright, and what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna fill this in. Alright, cool.
Energy critical.
Good shooting, guys. Keeps them in practice. That way they can get it when it's really important. That is literally the most busy HUD I've seen in an age. Oh, salvage ship isn't there anymore. We can make that go away. Let's see, salvage ship is gone. And I didn't see salvage wheel either, so that's gone too. Yeah, you want to be able to get drones to spawn. You definitely want, if you're setting it up like that, Minuteman, you said you were able to get drones to spawn by giving them the antenna different names. Absolutely right. If you want to create your own spawner, you want more of a challenge. So, okay, so for example, if I wanted to have drones attack or have a grid spawn drones and they're an opposing force, and you want that to enhance your game like that, what you do is you do the antenna, and if you go to the Space Engineers Wiki, there's actually a section where they list all of the different names, and there's like 30 different names. And based on whether it's space or whether it's Earth Moon or whether it's atmosphere, the name will determine the type of drones, how frequently they spawn, and how many you might get. But it's a variable. Just because it says 6 drones, shows 5 different kinds, it doesn't mean you're going to get 6 drones of each or anything like that, but you're going to get a variety of drones. And that's one of the best ways to add a little bit of PvE aggressors into your game. I've got grids out here that have, like, for example, that one right there, that's registering a headquarters. That's a headquarters antenna, which means there's probably likely drones there. We just don't see them because it's too far away. But yeah. That's how you do that. It's a really great way to be able to really enhance your game and get a lot of other stuff going on. I do it frequently, like all the time. Just 1 second, guys. Just gotta do one thing real quick. The screen probably will go blank for just a brief second. Hey, what do you know, it didn't. That's good. Alright, so... Alright, let's see here. Oh, we got a lot of these things. That should get us some movement. Alright, cool. So now we need the comps. We need the chips. Where's the chips? Ah, there you are. Now, in theory, we should be able to fly. I kind of want to test it out, though, and see if I got enough lift. But I'm a little nervous because I don't want to crash either. But let's get, yeah. Okay. I don't know where we're gonna put landing gear, or if I even want to have landing gear. Maybe I'll do like I did in the other one, and I set up landing gear, but I set it up so that it was off unless I actually was like landing somewhere. But you'd think with the amount of thrust that's on there, we'd be okay, but I don't know. We got a lot of weight on us. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. First order of business is we get our thruster situation taken care of. So let's go ahead and get that. You know, I know it's overkill, but I really, really want to get another thruster installed down here. Like a D thruster. Like a large, flat, downward-facing thruster. I just feel like it would be really handy. I don't want it that far back, though. I want it up like right about there. Alright, and then I want another one on this side here. And I want to put it right underneath here, right there. And then, so that we're compliant with our salvage regulations, we're going to shred one of our other ones. Let's see here. We got, yeah, here we go. That one looks good. Let's take you. We're going to use you. Now we could also set up small ones on the side here too, which probably aren't a bad idea. Just for additional control. Or maybe, what if we did, for braking purposes, what if we set up another set of these right here. And I don't need a downward thruster. I think gravity will do the job just fine. The only thing is I hate the fact that it's probably not gonna hover very well. It's like a flying brick, though. I don't know. It is what it is. Alright, let's get all these thrusters in place. Okay, so we got large Atmo thrusters. And we're gonna go all the way down here. We got forward. A whole lot of forwards, actually. And then we got the large Atmo up, up and up. Alright, so these are all gonna be... I've got to go up to the thruster group too. I'm gonna hit that. Well, no, you know, I used to think Minuteman, that thrusters can be completely covered as long as they're there. That's not entirely true. You can cover up parts of them, but if you have to leave the exhaust open, or else it will damage whatever grids you have that's on that that's near that aft thruster, you see? And that's kind of the thing. Let's see. It's especially true with hydrogen ones. I've seen some builds where they fly and they've got thrusters inside. I always thought that was crazy, and I didn't think it was going to work. Alright, why are you not doing what I want you to do? Well, fine. Delete. I know what I did wrong. I do. I know what I did. Got to highlight it. Alright, now gotta go to the flare bats. I don't understand what is going on here. Maybe my batteries are still on recharge. I thought I put them to auto just now, but maybe they're on auto. Well, then what in the heck? Maybe there's just not enough seems like some of my thrusters aren't firing. That's not cool. Yeah, see, that's needs to be on. Well, I'm hovering. Looks like I got enough thrust to get airborne. Nice.
Storm inbound.
Alright, I do believe we've got ourselves a ship. Nice. Alright, now we have a ship. Yeah, I would never put... you know, Minuteman, you say you'd put him inside as long as there's rule to follow, but I kind of really don't want to... I don't like that idea. I really don't. It just, I don't know, that's just my way of aesthetics, I guess. I don't know. I just don't really like that. Alright, I gotta do a few little things to her, but, yeah. Oh, no. Well, that's going to be the end of the episode. The thing just crashed, so thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you next time. There's a whole lot more to come. Thanks for joining.